construction. It's not particularly heavy. It's sort of a dark gray with blue. I would have preferred an all black model, but it still has a very simple engine. Here we have the 16 ports, and to the left of the ports are the numbered lights for each port, and I'll demonstrate that in a bit. Let's talk about some features. To save energy, this automatically powers down idle ports that are not in use, plus budgets the power output depending on the length of the connected Ethernet cable, thus saving supposedly up to 40% power consumption. This switch has a 19-inch rack-mountable steel base with 32 gigabits per second switch capacity. It is also a fanless design. It is very quiet, but also has plenty of vents, so it will not overheat. With speeds up to 1,000 megabits per second, transferring large files from computing takes very little time. Plus, you're going to have the fastest speeds possible for your internet.
Basically, of course, you get the switch itself, AC adapter, otherwise it's a set it and forget it because it's an unmanaged switch. Bottom line is, on the back you have ports. You can plug anything you want into these that needs your network connection up to a gigabit speed, which means it is backward compatible to your 10 megabit and 100 megabit connections from the past, as well as gigabit. And it will detect and enable whichever ports you happen to have it connected to and switch between them. And a switch is better than a simple hub of the ancient days because it's much smarter about how it broadcasts traffic between the ports to not hog the network. So it's a switch, it works, and in weight, so if I put it on a scale, kitchen scale, you see it weighs almost 7 ounces. A little less than 6 ounces, and it's actually lighter than my other D-Link router, which only weighs ever so slightly more. That weighed almost closer to 7 ounces. Where they make a really big difference between the two is the AC adapter. I mean, this is so much nicer than the old style bigger bricks that we had in the past, because this little guy, aside from being smaller, weighs only 2 ounces, whereas I have to have plenty of room to connect this, and this one weighs almost 14 ounces. That's 14 ounces compared to 2. So the weight for hanging on the wall and find a spot is a terrific difference. So it's nice that most things go smaller.
And look at the front. Obviously you've got the 8 ports with the power LED, the activity and link LED, etc. Looking on the underside, obviously it has got mounting, so if you did want to mount this to a wall, it is capable of doing that. And the silver label out the bottom obviously just indicates all the sort of small print specifications, model, power, etc. and the serial number of the device. Moving around on both sides you do get the vents as well. There is no fan with this, which is nice to see. Kensington lock and also the power adapter. So that's it really. Obviously TP-Link are very good at what they do. They're brilliant with networking, routers, switches, anything really to do with connectivity with PCs, networks, laptops, servers, etc. So you can rest assured that the quality of this product is going to be really good. It is solidly built, and it, with a 3-year warranty, it's really good. So hope you enjoyed the overview, and we will see you in our next video.
This legal same cycle really is because what you do is plug all these devices, i.e. PC, Mac, whatever, and all then goes in here, but this one here, on the file, goes into your router. So that is that's all the router that goes. Yeah, and then it's plugged into your devices to get everything access. So it's just like, that can be business for both sides. So yeah, quite a nice little discrete box really. So you've got devices, obviously Wi-Fi, that one comes into your internet, and then flash data. Have an idea? Yeah, and the power supply, which it does come with, which is this. It's basically it's just a 5-volt thing, just a normal standard plug. Obviously, that just plugs into there like that. As simple as that. I've also got an 8-port, or say 7-port, say 8-port, but I've also got an 8-port version of this, which I'm currently using at the moment because I've got more than 4 ports. Well, I need 7. So yeah, this is a good little device if you got a few devices, you need to get yourself out of trouble. At the moment they cost £11 on Amazon.
Your normal home stuff. Let's give a rough tour first. So at the front, you have your 16 ports all labeled for you They don't necessarily have LEDs on the front here, but they do on the side. So here we can see 1 through to 16. We can see if there's a link, and this is the activity, it will flash. So let's just say we connect to the port 1, and it's saying, hey, there's a connection, and if it's flashing, that means there's activity. And we can also see whether it's a gigabit connection or not, which is great for troubleshooting. Let's just say you're saying, how come my speeds are so slow in terms of transferring through the network? Maybe not through internet speeds, but your internal network speed, and that will give you the reason why. So you can see here we've got the standard TP-Link branding. So obviously it's the model number and the 16 gigabit switch. So nothing at the top. You've got your standard stuff at the bottom, your power and stuff like that. And you have your 4 slots for your feet, but we're not using that. Plenty of ventilation at the side, on the back, as well as this side as well. You have your grounding terminal here. So you just kind of loop a wire to attach to it using a standard Phillips head screwdriver. And this is your IEC connection as well. Let's see what it looks like powered up. Okay, so turned on, you can see all those greens turn on. Let's just see that again. So if you have all connection on, you should see all those greens on, and if they're gigabit as well. You have the power connection LED, so you can see if it's on or not, which is helpful because there is no physical switch on this switch. These are metal, it is a metal construction body, which is great. So now we're going to just quickly mount those rack railings on the side. It does come with the appropriate screws. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so essentially we're going to mount like this. Let's just double check the instructions so we don't stuff this up. So it only comes with one type of bracket. So I'm guessing that's a standard length for port. Now we'll do it this way. So we're just going to line that up. So it just uses a standard Phillips head screwdriver. A little bit trickier than I thought to get in. Once you find it, it's all good. Don't fully tighten. This is just a trick. Don't fully tighten so that you can get all 4 screws in first and thread it in properly. Because if you over tighten just one screw, it's going to be hard to maneuver the rest to try to fit it in. If that makes sense. So you'll see me do a proper tighten after. It's funny that they don't give you spares, unfortunately, so don't lose these. Okay, and that's essentially your full rack equipped switch. There you go. Now these feet, I will say, are slightly different. So usually the other ones have like a little bump in them. These are completely flat. They're not like soft rubber. You can see here, they're not soft rubber, but they are hard rubber. But they are different. It's a good thing to note because I thought they would have been the same. But that's okay. I'm going to keep this, just in case we ever need it, which we probably won't because it's going to stay in the network rack. I hope you liked this video. Like it if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or any comments about this particular switch or anything else, and I'll try to get around to answer this for you as soon as I can. Subscribe to see more videos like this in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one.
As you guys should know, I would imagine if you're watching this channel that they just route network traffic, and I need additional ports. So solid metal box. I opted to get a switch with the ports up front because it's easier to connect into my network. The 5-port switch that I had here had the ports in the back, and it was kind of a pain to route the cables, behind and around and stuff. This actually is a little bit nicer for me. Nothing very exciting. You get your status lights and your plug in the back. You do get one of these little security plugs here if you're that crazy about somebody taking your gear, I guess. A couple of vent holes on the side, and that's pretty much it. I guess the what's nice about this also is it's a green switch. Put this in into service, and then we should be all set. Kind of a weird angle here, but I wanted to show you where the new switch was in relation to the rest of the stuff in the rack here. This is the top of the rack. As you can tell, I've got my patch panel there and the Cisco switch. And the new guy is sitting on top of the APC automatic transfer switch. For now, that'll do. I would like to get some shorter network cables maybe in the future to clean it up just a bit, but for now that'll just work out and be fine. So definitely follow me on Twitter. You'll get updates on when new videos are posted, as well as some high quality tweets from me. Definitely like and subscribe, because that always helps me out. And as always, thanks for watching. See ya.
So here we go. It is a gray switch with 8 lights. Plug it into any of those and it'll switch basically between each one, and everyone can share the network. It's got a power on off switch, it wasn't mine, Kensington lock, and a power thing. It is indeed wall mountable. It's actually kind of tempting to mount it to like my desk, like the side or underneath my desk. Under my desk would be cool. That'd be really sweet. We'll think about that in another video. But for this video, looks like it's probably passively cooled, little plastic feet. For this video, I think that's about it. So thanks for checking out my unboxing, and sorry if you came for anything other than unboxing, because this was an unboxing. This is a gigabit internet switch by Netgear. Thank you very much. Signing out.
And the Ethernet switch itself. So here it is, guys, the 5-port gigabit Ethernet switch by Netgear. The model number is the GS205. You've got the Netgear logo on top, and you've got some light indicators and the power indicator on the front. On the back of the device you have 5 Ethernet ports and the power socket. So let me show you how you can set this up very quickly. Okay, so plug the power in. I've got the power socket plugged in. We've got one light, and that's that. So in my case, I only have one Ethernet cable in this room, which is directly connected to the router on the ground floor. Now I basically have this one cable interchanging around my devices when I need the extra speed. So sometimes I'll have it plugged into my smart TV, my TV box, my PS4. It can only be used in one device at a time. I'm only limited to one port, but with this Ethernet connection, this one port will turn into 4 additional connections. So all I'm going to do is plug this into any port on the switch. So I'm just going to plug it into port 1, and you'll see the light come up on the port 1. That's it. I now have access to 4 additional full speed ports on the back. So there's my PS4. If I just plug it in, that's the PS4 plugged in, and the light's on. I've got another spare cable here. I can go ahead and plug my Android TV box in. There's my Android TV box, H96 Max. I can plug that in, and that's ready as well. So as you can see, I plugged in my PlayStation 4 and my Android TV box, and I still got 2 further connections I can use. Now the best thing about this product is there's absolutely nothing to configure. You don't need to manage anything, it's simply plug and play. So when I plugged my first cable in, the blue Ethernet connection, that was my cable running down from my router. So that's got the internet connection on it. It will automatically detect which cable has the internet connection, and it will share it amongst all the other ports, giving you a full speed connection on each port. So I've used up 2, I've got another 2 ports I could use it on. So I already know I'm going to be using one port for my smart television, and the final port is going to be for my Mac. So this is one of the best ways to expand your network. If you haven't got a good Wi-Fi connection, if you've got limited Wi-Fi around your house, or if you've got a weak Wi-Fi connection or dead spots around the house, and grab this product, the Netgear Ethernet switch. You can pick this up right now for under $20. For the usefulness of it and what it does, that's an amazing price. What I especially love about this is there's nothing to manage. Automatically assigns all the IPs and everything it needs to do. It does it all itself. It's plug and play and very easy to use. And with that being said, I'll leave the links in the description so you guys can check this product out. And if you like it, you can of course go ahead and pick one up for yourselves. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a brilliant day. See you in the next one.
Hey guys, Jar here, and today we're going to take a quick look at the TP-Link TP-SG108 8-port switch. I'll do some speed testing and power efficiency testing under idle, entering file transfers to see how it performs. Alright, so I bought this switch because it was cheap. I'm not gonna lie. You can get it for around $25 US. I needed something with more ports, as my existing billion router only has 4 and has been full for quite some time now, 86 pounds. And it's 158mm by 101mm by 25mm in size, so fairly small, a bit light in my hand. On the front there's a 9V 0.6 amp DC power input and Pennington lock slot. The left and right sides have some holes for airflow, however there's no fan inside. The switch runs completely silent, although I did notice a small whining sound when in use. The back has the power indicator LED and of course the 8 gigabit RJ45 ports. The rubber tape that with it are applied by simply removing the back and sticking them onto the bottom of the switch. To be honest, I thought these would help prevent the switch from sliding around, but it still slides around on both of my desks, which are made of different materials, quite easily. Not a big deal for me, as it will just be sitting on my desk. But if you've got some tight cable runs running into the switch, the cable could easily move it. Other than that, realistically, all that's left to do is to plug in the inverter power adapter and turn it on. After a minute or so, the switch will start working as expected once it boots up. During testing, I was able to read and write files over the network at a full 1 gigabit speed as expected. The small duplex seat is for around 1.3 watts of power. As soon as I plug a new cable into a port, it increases to 2.2 watts, as the port enables, then to 3.2 watts with the second port. This makes sense as the switch shuts down unused ports to save power. Interestingly, this didn't increase any further even when performing read and write tests at maximum speed. So basically, you're getting what you pay for here. A Mirapril's cheap 4 gigabit switch, which just works. And this is exactly what I wanted. It would have been nice if all of the cables came out at the same side, but our cable was on the opposite sides of the network cabling, so no matter what I do, the cable will be messy. I understand that type of form factor in a rack environment, but for a small switch like this, it doesn't make much sense to me. So what do you guys think of the TO-SG108 switch from TP-Link? I found it to be pretty good value, but just $25 and being able to increase my home network without any issues, and it seems to not use that much power. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments and leave a like on the video if you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos like this one.
Switch. On 8 1 gigabit PoE port. On the back panel, you can see a grounding point and a DC input. Passive PoE won't work here, which is PoE out. Thanks to this one, you can connect an additional appliance. Also, you can see LEDs on the front panel. They show connection status. Orange, link established at 1 gigabit per second. 8 port, indicating if the device works in passive PoE mode or at 48 volts. That, the last 4 ports can work in PoE out mode. Passive PoE is not possible in US 8.